I mean, spoilers for anybody who
I,
hasn't
I've
seen
wa- I
Spider-Man.
yeah, I've
But
watched Far From Home, but if you this is probably going to be a spoiler for you. Just like close your eyes for 5 seconds in three, two, one.
close your
No,
ears.
close your ear, cover your ears.
Close your
Damn it.
eyes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flowable podcast, a podcast where me and Erol, your regular hosts, talk about whatever we see fit. And as you know, Erol, 2020 has not been the best year in the world. So if you had the ability to time travel, what would you do and why?
Time travel. Well, I think I would go to like December or something, and I would try my best to get into contact with political leaders and say like, get your finances ready,
They wouldn't
or at
believe you,
least
though.
maybe a year back.
Would
I know,
they?
but I would just tell them it would be difficult, but just send out a PSA for everybody to be smarter with their money and resources.
I'll make $1,000 bet.
Really?
Yeah, I bet like £1,000,000 that a new virus is coming next year called COVID-19, and then it's a win-win situation.
Okay, when about would you do that?
I mean, yeah, I'd travel to around like September, like last year maybe, and then like make the bet, etc. And like a
So
serious
would you?
answer,
Okay.
what I would do is like when you time travel, do you stay as your regular self or do you age along with the time travel? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I think we've seen in most films that it's mostly you staying as you were when you just before you time traveled. So
Hmm. Well, I guess it's not. I guess I'd try and time travel to the future then, because I want to see how things play out. If there is a year where we get like flashing hover carts and everyone's like in their own different like spatial realm, because like everyone thought back in 2005 that 2020 would be the year of like all this mechanicals and like hovering kind of crazy futuristic stuff would happen, and it's the
okay.
same. It's the same, and like the progression of the world is the same as the iPhone. Every year, it just gets a tiny bit bigger, and that's it, or it goes downhill. So, you know,
Going back to that bet, who would you bet with? Like, would you bet with a political figure or just anybody in a casino?
no, I have to be it's someone important. They can't in the casino. They'll probably forget, and they probably won't like afford it. I'd bet like with someone rich, like the president. I'd bet with like Trump, or maybe the or who's the prime minister at the time? Like, wait, is Boris the
It
prime
would have
minister last
been.
year?
It would still be Boris.
Oh yeah, then I'd bet with Boris
Yeah.
then, and he'd think it was crazy that it would never happen. But then bang, it happens. I get rich, and you can see whatever I want.
So, but what if you did it like 10 years instead of 1 year prior?
Yeah, but then forget. You have to do it like in a
No, but
span of
it's a
difference
high
where.
stakes thing.
Hmm?
Like, make it like really high stakes where you get like the legal stuff involved where like
Oh yeah,
you can
I'd
forget
probably
about
make
it.
the bet like larger than that. But I mean, I'm just saying,
Okay.
yeah, it's all about timing. If you time it too close to it, then then they pretty much like think that you already know that it already exists, and they probably would like already believe you. If you do it too far
Yeah.
back, they'll forget. So you have to be like the right like before like a bit like a few months before it happens, but like a few months that they will still remember it in your mind if it does happen. Because if it went back to 2005 and did a bet, then they wouldn't know because it's been 10 like 15 years in the future. But
Well, technically you could predict Ebola as well. So you get like double the money.
yeah, I could predict anything. But you know, there's tons of things you can do with time travel. I can remedy past mistakes or quote unquote mistakes, and possibly make my future better by doing things and not procrastinating, etc. But you know.
We
I-
all wish that we could turn time back when, after procrastinating, we just regret it completely.
True, true, true. We can time travel, yeah, but if you time travel back to like hours ago, then you'd have two of yourself. And if the thing is, time traveling like years back is justifiable because you have like you yourself as like age like the rapid like between years. But if you time travel like a day ago,
Right.
there'll be two versions of you who basically look the exact same. And it's like,
Or do you think that instead of that, you can turn time forwards and backwards accordingly, and you'd retain your knowledge, but you'd still be on the outside you would look like who who you are when you type like at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah. One of like the cool like time-esque power-ups I always thought were cool. One of which was to time travel. The second which was to speed up and slow down time. So if I'm like in a race, I could just speed up time, or no, I mean slow it down so that I can like walk and they'd think I'd be going fast, or like speed up time if it's like in a test or something. And the third thing, as you said, was to travel, like to reverse time, etc. One of like the things I'd love to do is to reset my life, but I'd be conscious and know about like what happens, so I can like do things better, essentially.
So it's like a rebirth.
Yeah, a rebirth, but you're conscious. You know what's happening. It's not like you know, like I think Buddhism has like the karma kind of the samsara cycle. It's like that, but
right.
it's still you, but you're just like going back to 2005 where I was born, but I know what happens and I can, you know, fix it essentially.
But you'll still be like a baby, not being able to speak.
No, I won't be able to speak, but I know what happens essentially. Or I think maybe the power would like occur when I'm able to speak. So when I am able to think for myself instead of acting like a dumb baby, then I will be able to, you know about things. But you said you'd do one thing with time travel. Is there anything else?
Like something I'll do with time travel. I mean, like, if you think about it, if you stop time or speed up time to do something, then you're essentially ripping the space-time continuum because you're doing things at like light speed. If you think about it.
Yeah, but how would that affect time and space? If you're just speeding up time, it's still a natural flow, but you're just going. You're just like.
Well, I mean, it affects time because you're like stopping it and such. But like, if that were all to happen like in one go, if you were a person witnessing the guy that I don't know writing something at like hyper fast speed, I think like yeah.
No, it would amaze you. There are people who can write fast. It'd be like astounding, but it wouldn't be irregular. Like writing fast. That's just like it'd be pretty cool.
I think it just depends on how much you like change time, whether you speed it up like a lot or just a little bit.
Yeah, it really. I mean, I guess when like running a race, you want to speed up, like slow down time as much so that it looks like you're going faster, but not too much that it looks like you're cheating essentially, or the wind is carrying you. But you know how people also like to teleport to places as well.
Teleportation, okay.
That's pretty cool. But another like perk of time travel is that if you stop time and you move to like somewhere else, you can essentially, in the victim's eyes, quote unquote, teleport. So that you can like vanish from one area to the next, etc. So if you're trying to like if you're being chased or whatever, you can just pause time and like go behind them and like resume time, etc.
I mean, it's like that thing in movies where people discover somebody has a superpower and then the villains try to like exploit it. So like they'll try and make it like as public as possible, like they'll capture it on tape. So that'll be like difficult.
What movies have you been watching?
I mean, like, Spider-Man is one. I mean, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Spider-Man.
I've watched Far From Home, but if this is probably going to be a spoiler for you. Just like close your eyes for 5 seconds in 3, 2, 1.
Close your ears.
No, close your ears. Cover your ears.
Close your eyes.
Cover your ears for 5 seconds in 3, 2, 1. He gets found out. Okay, you can move your eyes now.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a problem.
But I mean, yeah, I guess so. But isn't like Sony like hasn't Sony like bought Spider-Man? He's like never gonna be in the movie again.
No, no, because look, when we heard about this, you know how he like unfollowed Sony on his Instagram and there was like this big debate. He's still making movies. He like posted an Instagram thing where he's filming for the next Spider-Man movie.
But like
so he's still in the MCU.
What's Sony's thing then? Does Sony get to use Spider-Man for their own thing?
I don't know. I don't really remember how it played out, but all I can say is that there was some like beef between him and Sony.
That's fine, but
it's all okay now.
Also,
other movies.
Speaking of Marvel, something that will probably be controversial. I've only watched 3 of the Avengers movies. The first 2 chronologically, Captain America and Captain Marvel, and then Endgame.
Okay.
With Endgame being the first one I've watched. How?
Okay.
I mean, it's understandable to you
sorry?
because you're not like you're just a casual like film watcher. Like I know some like massive Marvel fans who will like be angered at that. They want me to like watch every single film chronologically, but you know, it's like
Okay.
I don't care.
I mean, that's understandable, but okay, something that happened this weekend. I bought Disney Plus for my family.
Oh yeah, like months ago, my sister bought Disney Plus for herself, and I just used it like to watch random sitcoms like the Sweet Life and Wizards of Waverly Place, etc. Carry on.
Yeah. But you have all of the Marvel movies on there as well.
Yeah, it's
So
that's
literally
the
this
plus.
morning,
Yeah.
like literally a plus, you get it. Literally this morning we were watching Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
And like my dad was in like shock, like, oh my gosh, you've got so much value for your money. It's only £6 a month.
Yeah.
I think like, I wish I found out about Disney Plus earlier because it has such a huge like catalogue of stuff.
Thing is,
It's like
the best.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, Marvel movies they're good like regardless, but Disney, especially Disney Channel, was only good in the past. People always reminisce about how they loved Disney Channel in the past, back in the early 2000s. Disney Channel right now, nobody cares about. Who watches? I don't know. Freaking. There's some shows I don't even know.
DuckTales.
Duck Hunt. Don't nobody cares about Duck Hunt. Everyone just cares for like the classics.
Loads of people care about DuckTales.
Yeah,
Like loads of people.
DuckTales is like no. I mean, they're like young people.
David
but,
Tennant
like,
in DuckTales. Of course, people are gonna watch it.
Who's David Tennant? Is he like?
He's one of the former Doctors in Doctor Who.
Wait.
You know the famous
he's the guy
Doctor
he's the guy in Activity 2, right?
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, he's the teacher.
Yeah, and like he's like the 10th Doctor, which the other
Yeah,
series
he
I didn't really
voices
care about.
Scrooge McDuck in Doctor.
Oh right, yeah, he's the 10th Doctor of a series I never cared about. Anyways, yeah, like the other classics, you got the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Derek, your Wizards of Waverly Place, I guess Hannah Montana and Jesse, etc. And then you carry on through the years, like 2008, 9 was like the high points, 2012, 13,
Yes.
and after 2015, it kind of just snowballed from there. Like a lot of shows, like it's the same with Nickelodeon. Yeah, you're iCarly and you're Victorious and you're like you're Ned's Declassified, etc. And you have some random shows nobody cares about as well. And I think yeah, carry on. Go ahead.
So would you say like, are there any timeless timeless Disney classics beside all of the animated movies, the ones that you see on Disney Channel? Do you think there are any timeless classics?
I just mentioned like all the timeless classics.
So like, oh okay.
Also,
but, like,
those aren't
timeless
animated.
classics,
Those were not animated. Those were real time. And Selena,
yeah, I know, but like, if you could turn back time, and let's say you had the power to stop production on these, would you stop production on any of
no.
them?
If I had the time travel, I'd make a sequel to The Sweet Life on Deck. Because
I've not heard of that before.
you should watch it. It stars Cole and Dylan and Cole Sprouse as like these random guys, but
Okay.
because they were gonna make a
Is it-
third series because they had Zack and Cody before that, and then they for some reason they
Okay.
got cancelled because they weren't directors or whatever.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'd make that happen, and anything that you would do with showbiz.
Okay, so also because I got Disney Plus, I got to watch Hamilton as well, the musical, for the first time.
I don't care about Hamilton, but carry on. It's
I
just
mean,
it's just like it's Shakespeare, but like not Shakespeare. So
there are loads of people who have watched Hamilton that would love to disagree with that, because it's not Shakespeare at all. Hamilton is basically a rendition of all of America's history, but it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, but I was entertained throughout the whole thing, because the music was so good, the characters were so good, all of the casting was
is it all
fantastic.
classical music? Is it all classical music?
It's not classical, it's hip-hop and rap and jazz, and pop, loads of different, like, it's modern music, you can say. They do not use any classical music in it.
Right. Okay, carry on.
So-
Carry on with the original point.
Because like I think Hamilton's like one of the, it's a play that's like helped to reignite like children's love for theatre. You've seen like every theatre kid that you'll come across, they'll be like, Hamilton was incredible. Okay.
Right.
This was like first started in 2016, and I don't think you could have gone through these recent 4 years without at least hearing about Hamilton once.
I mean, I
Whether
know
it's the
about
name or-
Hamilton, but I've
Yeah,
never been wanting to watch
exactly.
it. because it doesn't interest me. Thing is,
How does it not interest you?
I'm not a theater kid. That's why. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
not
that
really
this
a
adds
theatre
to like
kid
this
either.
adds to the reason Disney Channel and like Nickelodeon, all those TV shows have like gone bust. It's because like YouTube and Netflix exist. You have all these like, and then Netflix has its own like classics as well. Like you got Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I guess maybe that one Gilmore Girls, etc. And other kind of sitcoms like How I Met Your Mother and Friends and The Big Bang Theory, Pokemon, etc. And then you got YouTube, which is essentially where anyone can post anything they want. And most of the time,
Alright.
especially back in 2006 and 7, people just posted parts of movies on YouTube as well. So I guess TV shows were like never. TV shows like the only things people need a TV for is going on YouTube or Netflix or watching the news, which about 30% of the people do anyway. So I guess that's the reason why those like brand spanking TV shows have gone bust.
So would you say that cable TV is dead?
Yes. Yes, nobody watches cable TV unless they
So
have
if
to.
you could just keep like only the necessary TV channels, then which channels would you keep?
I I don't know. Because why does BBC have 4 channels? And why does ITV have like 2 channels or like 2 plus channels? Just like if you're gonna make different channels, like I don't know, either
If you're gonna make different channels, make different channels. I mean, you can't really do anything better than that, can you?
if you make different channels, like make them different themes or different things. Because BBC
Yeah, they
1
are,
and 2
that's
are the
what they
same
are.
thing.
BBC Two is more documentaries and like it's secondary channel.
Yeah,
basically.
but yeah, why they call it BBC 2 anyway?
Because it's their secondary
Yeah.
channel, I think.
I
a bit
guess, but
obvious.
you know, just
Yeah. So Hamilton. So and
why are we back?
I'm
on
sure you don't
Hamilton?
want. I'm sure you don't want me to talk more about this, but this is a modern rendition of like classical stuff that happened like a few decades ago.
Right,
So-
right.
I was thinking yesterday. I was thinking, what if Alexander Hamilton, like, came to like our timeline and was able to see the play? Like, what if he was in the same room that it happened? Like, I'm just wondering what do you think he would think about
I
it?
don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. So, what do you like? If you could like get a famous figure or a generation to our current timeline to see what's going on, which one would you be most excited to, present the world to?
Have you seen that Hitler movie where Hitler like resurrects from the dead and like people?
Jojo Rabbit?
No. That movie where people like think he's pretending to be Hitler, but he's really Hitler, and like the guy he's friends with, like he travels with, essentially gets like thrown into like insane asylum or something. Have you seen that movie?
No, I don't think I have.
Well then, regardless of that, I want to see like how I want to see like within reason how Hitler responds to this world, because it's been like 100 years already, so I want to see how it responds to like modern technology and how there's like 2 nuclear weapons, etc. So
You may not be a theatre guy, but you're certainly a history guy.
I'm not a history
So-
guy. I just this
You
is
do
it.
history then.
Yeah.
You do history.
Doesn't mean I'm a historian. This is just in the curriculum. I just know that.
Right. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit and like?
Yes, I just watched. I just like in school we watched it like up until almost the very end. We watched it until spoilers again. Close your ears and for 5 seconds in 3, 2, 1. I watched to the part where Jojo kicks Hitler.
I haven't
and says-
seen it, so
Oh, have you not seen it?
no, I really want to, but I
Oh,
haven't
then
had the
I probably
chance
won't. Okay, I won't spoil it for you then. But I've seen almost all.
I mean, I
of it.
heard
It's
somebody
quite
got killed, but
good. Pardon?
I heard Scarlett Johansson got killed or something.
Yeah, she did, and I'm
Wow.
fine with that.
Okay. So
But-
what do you think? Like, if you and Hitler went to the theater to watch that, how do you think your night would have gone?
It depends. It could either like be really impressed and like think like he'd be impressed at himself and how he justifies himself and his Nazi rights to be like right, or it could be like aggressive and stuff and saying that all this like aftermath stuff was wrong and shouldn't happen. But I guess it depends on like how he perceives like himself and or what happened in the end. Because he ultimately killed himself before the end of World War II. With his like wife, yeah, they drank poison, etc. But you know.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not really sure if there's anybody that I would like, want. But I was thinking, I think, do you remember back in like one of the earlier episodes where I was talking, like in the gaming episode, I think we were talking about how like one day there was this guy talking to a kid, and he said like soon in the future, a computer will be able to fit on your desk.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that? Anyways, that was in one of the episodes. And I'm just wondering if that guy that told the kid... Oh, no, what if the guy that told the kid and the kid himself, would it be like if they were like here right now? And seeing like we have phones that can like fit in our pockets, computers that can like... that are way more capable than all of those chunky bricks that you would use to use
Yeah, remember the
back in,
freaking
like, the 80s
Apple
or something.
II? Like, yeah.
The Apple II.
Yeah, it's kind of like... It's fine, I guess. The future... The future's coming, like, barely, but it's coming. We have, I guess, like, but who, I think here's the thing. Who would buy the iPhone 12 mini instead of the iPhone 12?
People who want, like, iPhone 8 size phone.
Just get an iPhone, okay. iPhones 10, 11, and 12 are the same phone. If you want a reliable phone, just get an iPhone 8. Wait until like the iPhone 15 comes out, and then get like.
Or an iPhone SE. iPhone 8.
iPhone SE is too
iPhone
small.
SE,
It's too
not
small.
iPhone
It's too
8.
small. It's like.
It's the same size as the iPhone 8. I'm talking about the new iPhone SE.
Oh yeah. Get. I mean,
Yeah,
depends,
that instead
depends
of
on the price. Depends on the price. If the SE is
It's
like £1,000.
£399.
£399. Yeah, get the SE. That's fine. Like
Yeah.
Apple like sells like the iPhone 12, which equals the iPhone 10. Actually, Apple sells the iPhone 10, 11, and 12 for like over £1,000, and it's like,
Okay.
why? Why sell something
There's
for
always a reason
£1,000?
to upgrade though. There's
Yeah,
always a reason.
Okay. Yes. The upgrades from iPhones, the upgrade from iPhone 3G to 5 is necessary. The upgrade from iPhone 5 to 8 is necessary, and some may justify getting an iPhone 11, an iPhone X from an 8 kind of necessary, but I don't. But you shouldn't, if you have an iPhone X, don't get an iPhone 12, because it's just the same thing. Oh, but like the screen is more towards the edge than before, meaning that if I drop my phone on the side, it won't. Back in the earlier phones, instead of like not cracking because like the edges of the earlier phones, like I don't know, like instead of like those phones like being safe, they'll crack as normal. Like, sure, I guess.
Okay. I mean, you make a fair point. I'm just thinking like what Steve Jobs would think if he was still alive today.
Yeah.
If
How did he die?
if he like came. I think he was cancer. Cancer,
right,
I
okay.
think.
I don't
Because
know,
it's
man.
like within the last few keynotes that he presented, like people noticed that he looked like objectively weaker than he usually is, and he was doing that while he was battling it. Okay, so I've been thinking like if we could, instead of people coming to our timeline, like what if we were able to bring all of our own stuff to the past? Like how do you think we would like progress quicker socially than before?
No, I guess no. It'll just like the future would just come earlier. It wouldn't affect now, except it just be the same. There's no point like progression. Like don't like change the progression. That's not like, I don't find that really right or like efficient enough. Just make the progression natural, because if you like introduce all these things like way earlier, it interrupts the flow of progression. So it takes longer for them to progress into like the very like future of this future. If you just like have like at a steady rate, then eventually, even if it is a very not narrow or like not very steep like gradient, it would come. If you like have that sudden jolt, it's gonna be hard to recover from that.
I guess it might be, but
And plus, like people will take like years to like like get all this like new, oh my gosh, what's that? But if you introduce like the iPhone 8 back in 1990s or something, people, or like 1900s, people are like, oh my god, what's that? Like years to come, where like, instead of like if it comes like naturally, people would still be like, wow, but it'll be like not as much. It'd still be expected because it's like the natural progression. If you introduce something like years before, then people would be enamored for it for years to come until they start recovering.
Alright, so one last question to round it off. Okay, so we've been a lot of time travel stuff, obviously, this episode. Do you think that time travel should exist in the first place?
Yes. No. Yeah. No question about it. Yes. But only to select few people, me included. But yes.
And how freely available do you think it should be?
I just said only to select few people, me included. So.
Why just like you especially?
It's my own reasons.
Okay. Alright. I think we've gotten to 26 minutes, I think. The listeners have heard enough of us talking about time travel. Round it off.
Alright. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. I sound like a freaking YouTuber, right? Anyways.
You do sound like a YouTuber.
Yeah, I know, that's what they all say. But this is the end of episode 7 of the Flowable podcast. Next week, Friday, 3 p.m, you'll find episode 8. It's always there. There probably won't be any more premieres until episode 10, where the season finale airs.
It's going to be a very
but
special
until
season.
Then, well,
a very special episode, sorry.
But yeah, anyways, I am Leorge, this was Erol, and
this is Erol.
See you next time. Yeah.
Okay, bye guys.
See ya.